So, as the billboard that is being put outside Treyarch to remaster, die rise, or try and urge them to, has reached its goal that was set by Johnny J25, so now they can actually afford that. Since that has now reached the goal, I decided to make this video of the 5 things that Treyarch can fix in a die rise remastered. So let's get into it. So, the first thing that I personally really do not like is the random perk spawns. Random perk spawns in any map are really bad, but they're especially bad in die rise, just because you cannot actually see the perks from everywhere. You need to wait until the elevator comes, so it's fairly difficult to gauge where all the perks are at an early game. So it's going to be fairly difficult to find everything, which is just quite annoying. Random perk spawns on all maps are garbage. So if they were to ever remaster another map with random perk spawns, just make the perk spawns set so that people can find them, and it just makes the map easier to move around and also find your perks when you go down. Another thing that we have is the bank. So rather than have the bank in the game, we now have sort of gobblegums, which gives you, or elixirs in Black Ops 4's case, but it has the ability to make the bank obsolete because you've got stuff like shopping free wall power, so you can get it set up incredibly early and it would take the bank's use out. But the bank anyway was already extremely overpowered because you could have 250,000 points on round 1, which is a bit overpowered, so I think getting rid of the bank would definitely be a smart idea, just because we wouldn't even have, well, we might have transit and buried with also the bank to sort of do that, but in my opinion we should get rid of the bank just because it's incredibly overpowered, and we'll have gobblegums and stuff, and we will be able to close the app to keep them, so it's kind of fine not having the bank because we've got stuff that already kind of does that job. So another thing that we have is the elevator key. So one of the annoying things in die rise is that you can find an elevator key once you've gone down that elevator spawn, which is incredibly useful as it allows you to call either a perk or pack a punch to the specific floor you want. However, the key breaks after you use it, which is definitely an inconvenience. So I think if they were to remaster it, they would definitely need to fix it so that the elevator key does not break after use, or if it does break after use, that you can find it in somewhere around the map, and so or you can just infinitely use it, but you still need to do that animation to put it in, just so that you can actually call the elevators to kind of where you want, just so you don't need to wait for 10 years for the elevator to come down, just to make it a little bit easier to also get your perks and stuff. One thing which is very specific, but is adding mattresses to the broken elevator shaft that is near the AN94, like when you drop down and then the AN94 is there. But they definitely need to add mattresses to the bottom of that, because the amount of times that you can fall down and then you miss that sort of thing that lets you slide down a little bit. If you miss that, you just instantly down, which is really annoying. But I think if they added mattresses there, that would be a lot better. So if you fell down there and you got like a horde of zombies behind you, you can still actually survive because the mattresses are there. But if you were to dolphin dive, you would still die. That's if they bring back dolphin diving. But that's like the only really spot that they would need to sort of bring mattresses into, that would be a fresh area, I suppose, just because it would make it a lot nicer when you're trying to get away from the zombies. Now, another thing that is very, very specific, but it is the Who's Who spawn locations, which this is not really a thing that I dislike about die rise, but Who's Who is only on die rise, so I'd probably say that kind of counts as one. So with Who's Who, you can get some really, really bad spawns when you go down, where you're inside the horde of zombies, or where you have nowhere to go except fall down off the edge of the map. But they just really, what I think they need to do is fix the Who's Who spawns, so that they do not spawn in bad locations. I know that that's very specific and that would probably take a lot more time than I'm thinking that it would take, but it's definitely something that's quite annoying on high rounds when you go down and you're like, I'm just going to go and revive myself, and then you spawn and you're cornered by zombies and the only way out is off the edge. So, a little bit annoying. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more Call of Duty Zombies content. I will try and post more of these sort of 5 lists because I think you guys quite enjoy them. And if you've got anything that you would like to see, make sure to comment it down below. And I'll see everyone in the next video.